Tokyo, the city of neon lights and endless hustle, had a shadowy underbelly few dared to explore. Hidden within its bustling streets was an eerie district known only to a select few. It was here that 10 strangers would cross paths, their fates intertwined by a sinister force lurking in the darkness. John Watson, a journalist from London, arrived in Tokyo seeking a groundbreaking story. He had heard whispers of strange disappearances in a secluded part of the city. Intrigued and eager to uncover the truth, he ventured into the shadowy alleys. Emily Carter, an exchange student, was drawn to Tokyo by its vibrant culture. One evening, she took a wrong turn and found herself in the district where the neon lights dimmed and an unsettling silence pervaded the air. David Thompson, a businessman, was in Tokyo for a crucial meeting. After a late-night dinner, he decided to take a shortcut back to his hotel. His path led him through the narrow, dimly lit streets of the dark district. Olivia Smith, a tourist, had a knack for exploring off-the-beaten-path destinations. Her curiosity led her to the shadowy district, where she hoped to find hidden gems unknown to other travelers. As night fell, the 10 strangers found themselves inexplicably drawn to an old, abandoned theater in the heart of the district. The entrance was adorned with faded posters and a foreboding sense of dread. James Miller, a tech-savvy backpacker, noticed his phone's GPS acting erratically as he approached the theater. It was as if an unseen force was guiding him there. Sophia Williams, a photographer, aimed to capture Tokyo's hidden side. Her camera seemed to malfunction, only working properly when pointed toward the theater. Robert Johnson, a retired detective, had a sixth sense for trouble. The hairs on the back of his neck stood up as he neared the theater, a feeling he hadn't experienced since his days on the force. Lucy Davis, a writer seeking inspiration, felt a strange compulsion to enter the theater, as if an invisible hand was pushing her forward. Inside the theater, the group was met with a chilling sight. The air was thick with dust, and the seats were covered in cobwebs. At the center of the stage stood a grand piano, its keys untouched for decades. Michael Brown, a musician, couldn't resist the urge to play the piano. As his fingers grazed the keys, a haunting melody filled the theater, echoing through the empty halls. Laura Wilson, an actress, felt an overwhelming sense of déjà vu. She had never been to Tokyo before, yet the theater seemed strangely familiar, as if she had performed there in another life. The 10 strangers gathered around the piano, their eyes widening in terror as the melody grew louder. The walls of the theater seemed to close in on them, and shadows danced menacingly in the corners of their vision. Realizing they were in grave danger, the group scrambled to find a way out. The doors they had entered through were now sealed shut, and the windows were barred. Panic set in as they searched for an escape route. John Watson's journalistic instincts kicked in. We need to stay calm and find another exit. There must be a way out of here. Emily Carter's voice trembled as she spoke. What is this place? Why can't we leave? Robert Johnson's eyes narrowed. There's something or someone keeping us here. We need to figure out what it is. As they explored the theater, they stumbled upon a hidden door behind the stage. It led to a dark basement filled with old props and costumes. At the center of the room stood an ancient mirror, its surface shimmering with an unnatural glow. James Miller approached the mirror cautiously. This is the source of the force that's holding us here. Sophia Williams raised her camera to take a photo, but the mirror's reflection showed a ghastly figure standing behind her. She turned around, but there was no one there. Suddenly, the mirror began to crack, and a voice echoed through the basement. You have entered my domain. Now, you must face the darkness within. The group huddled together, their fear palpable. The theater's walls seemed to close in on them, and the shadows grew more menacing. They realized that to escape, they had to confront the entity that had trapped them. Olivia Smith spoke with determination. We need to destroy the mirror. It's the source of this evil. David Thompson nodded. But how? We don't have any tools. Michael Brown stepped forward, his fingers still trembling from playing the piano. Maybe we can use the piano. The music might disrupt whatever power the mirror holds. With a newfound sense of purpose, Michael began to play the piano once more, this time with a fierce determination. The haunting melody filled the basement, and the mirror's surface began to ripple. The ghastly figure reappeared, its form shifting and twisting. You cannot defeat me. I am the darkness that resides within all of you. Lucy Davis stepped forward, her voice steady. We may have darkness within us, but we also have light, and that light will break your hold. As Michael's music reached a crescendo, the mirror shattered into 1,000 pieces. The entity let out a final, anguished scream before dissipating into the air. The group found themselves back outside the theater, the night air cool and refreshing. The district no longer felt sinister, the shadows had lifted, and the neon lights once again shone brightly. John Watson turned to the others. We've all been through something extraordinary tonight. Let's make sure the world knows about the dark side of Tokyo. Emily Carter nodded. And let's not forget what we've learned. Sometimes, confronting our own fears is the only way to find the light. As they walked away from the theater, the 10 strangers knew their lives would never be the same. They had faced the darkness within and emerged stronger for it. Forever bound by the night they spent uncovering Tokyo's dark side.